G'day chaps, welcome back. I am wasting some precious lantern fuel just so that I can start this episode. I'm warming up. I'm carrying on directly from where I left off in the last episode. We're at we're at 84% condition and we only have 3 hours of daylight left, but I am bored. We have decided to go towards coastal highway. I think conditions are basically as good as they're gonna get, so we're going for it. And we're going to head for a building, a structure, I don't care which, and I'm going to carry on towards coastal highway. As I was saying in the last episode, the chances for me to record are actually fewer than usual because my mum is here from the UK for Christmas, so I need to make sure I spend time with her instead of in front of the computer. But I am going to make sure I record what I can, just so that I don't leave this channel dead. I am committed. In terms of the channel, for you who are still watching, and of you, obviously you're Long Dark fans, I'm going to be continuing this series until we die. Whenever that happens to be, I'm just going to continue with it. And then I want to do I'm going to start running. We're getting really cold. We're going to run the risk of hypothermia. We're going to get to a building, some kind of structure. I might stop at the that fishing hut there and just warm up. I'm not going to fish at this stage. Well, I can't. I don't have any fishing tackle. But if we're going to travel, I can't get hypothermia. What was I saying? Oh yeah. In terms of videos, next I'm going to do a beginner's guide to the Long Dark. So I did one 2 years ago, just under 2 years ago. So it's 2015. And it's proved to be quite popular. It's had 25,000 views, I believe, and had some very good feedback. So I want to do another. I'll do an updated version, and I'll do that after this new patch has dropped, this December update. Some reishi mushrooms around here. Let's get all of these. That's going to help us with our intestinal parasites. I was just wishful thinking. There was no way I was going to shoot that deer. So we're losing condition fast. Let's hurry up with these mushrooms and get in that hut. Get a fire started. I'm going to cook all these up. I'll take these instead of our pills. It gives us calories. I really should be using renewable resources wherever possible. Let's just grab these very quickly. I really don't like losing condition to hypothermia. It's so very, very fast. So we're just doing this quick. Alright, now let's run in the hut. I think we're quite heavy, probably. I made quite a lot of water. Yeah, we're at 36 kilos. Not too bad. Okay. 85% chance of success. So our fire starting skill is very good, which is great. So I think. Oh, by the way, if you can hear a kind of a whirring in the background, I apologise for that. But it's 27 degrees in the house. It's been extremely warm. It's been 35 degrees in Melbourne today. So you're just going to have to bear with me if the sound's not perfect. I'll try and stay out. Basically, I've got a fan on me, running, and it's quite a quiet one, but there may be some instances where you hear some of the fan. I apologise for that, but I need to. I have to. It's boiling. So I'm just checking in the bottom left here. Let's make sure we get above 0, we really need to warm up. Okay, we're warming up. Let's cook up these reishi mushrooms. That'll kill a little bit of time. We're not warming up very quickly, which isn't good. We're losing daylight fast, so I can add coal in 19 minutes. I will use the coal. It's a very precious resource, but we need to warm up, otherwise we're not going to travel at all. And of course it's getting dark. Travelling at night is always a bad idea. Let's see if we can bung a coal on yet. 10 minutes. Our energy's okay. Let's do it then. This is why we have the coal in the first place. So it's now plus 27, 28. We've warmed up very, very quickly. This is just what we needed. I might just boil up a little bit of water to kill time. And we're going to waste all this fire, but I'm not going to spend the night out here. The risk of storms coming in are going to be pretty much constant this far into Interloper, I believe. So I think we really just have no choice. We're just going to have to burn a lot of fuel all the time. It's just the way we're going to have to play the game. So I'll take a brand before we leave. Let's see, can we treat... Ooh, cabin fever risk is very, very high. I don't understand. Ah. Okay, we can't treat ourselves yet. Where do we get that cabin fever from? I don't get it. We haven't been indoors, apart from in that cave. I don't know. Does that make sense to you? Because I'm pretty sure this hut doesn't count as indoors. I don't get that. I really don't get that. Okay, but at least we're warm enough. We have a brand. It's the best we can do right now. Condition's still 76%, so we're okay. I think this... Oh, fuck, what's going on? The game's crashed. Fuck me. Well, we had a crash, so I've restarted, I had to restart Steam, and I've restarted Long Dark. It looked like Steam actually, there was a patch pushed out to Steam, which may have caused it. Anyway, this is the badge we just got, free runner. You've sprinted 50 kilometers. Sprinting now burns 25% fewer calories. Which is very cool. And I'm going to jump back in. I'm guessing it's going to put us right back at the cave, which is where I started the last episode. We're gonna have to kind of redo this, I'm afraid. And it might suck to watch. But we might have a completely different experience, who knows. So this is where I started the last episode. Maybe I'll take a different route. So slightly less boring for you. Well, no, actually we can't. How can we play this differently? So that it's a bit more interesting. Can't really think of any other way because we have to take the same route, so you may just have to bear with me. We had a technical glitch, people. But I'm just working with what I've got. I don't really want to throw that last footage away, just because I'm so pushed for time. Normally, if this were a normal day, I'd just discard that last bit and I'd pretend like the game never crashed. I don't think we can really afford to do that, considering I've only got half an hour or so. Maybe I'll play it a little differently. Maybe I'll... Do we still have that? Okay, so we have cabin fever risk already. How bizarre. Maybe we got that up at the control hut and I just didn't realise. Because 99% sure you can't get that from the indoor cave. Maybe I'll just play this differently and I won't stop at the cabin here, and I'll ignore the reishi mushrooms and just push on. I'll just try and get to a structure. We can play an alternate universe. We'll see how the game would have played if I hadn't stopped and warmed myself up. Let's see. Do we die of hypothermia? Do we catch hypothermia, rather? Or does that lead to any kind of serious problems? Who knows? Do I reckon I'll get a shot on? No.
Can't feel my hands.
In any case, actually, we couldn't even chase him. We're too cold. I won't even bother. I can't afford to go chasing a deer. Unless he runs right at me. I won't even bother taking a shot. So we're just about to hit risk of hypothermia. There we go. Let's push through. I'm gonna get my bow out just because going over these kind of ridges makes me uncomfortable. So he's heading off down there. There's a wolf. Yep. I think we should be able to skirt around him. I see the bridge already. Actually, I'm going to go around this rock. That wolf's too close for comfort. And I'm not, because it's Interloper, I'm not sure of sort of their range. I don't know how close to you, to being next to you, they can spot you. So yeah, I never told you, I never finished the story about how someone collapsed at my barbie. So he was sort of responsible for the cooking. He's an Aussie bloke, so I was really surprised. I thought he'd know how strong the sun gets in Australia, but he was out there cooking, and he'd had a few beers and, you know, had a little smoke, and then he told me afterwards that he just had this moment where he had this singular thought, and this singular thought was, oh, I have to go inside. I have to get out the sun. So kind of followed up on that thought, and he came into the house, and then my wife was sort of just looking at me. She turned around and she started saying something in a sort of panicky way, and I was like, what's going on? I didn't really process, didn't really compute. And then she was like, Nathan, someone's collapsed. Rob's collapsed. I was like, what? Collapse? What are you talking about? I look around into the house, and I can see into the kitchen, and I just see these 2 feet sticking out of the end of the kitchen. And I'm like, oh fuck. So he's obviously fallen. So I go in, and you know, I go up, and just as I am approaching, he sort of comes back to life, and he springs up, and I'm standing behind him. So he springs up, and he's like pale as a sheet. I mean, deathly white. But he goes, oh no, I'm fine, you know. But you could see in his eyes that he wasn't really conscious properly. So he goes past me. He sort of turns into the hallway, and he starts walking down the hall. And the hallway's quite long, so he's wandering along. And then it's like someone turned out the lights, boom, and he just collapsed. But because I knew he was obviously unsteady, I was standing right behind him, and I caught him under the arms, and I was just kind of holding him. I didn't really know what to do, and then another friend came up behind. He was like, okay, lie him down. So I lay him down. Let's see, hypothermia risk 34%. We've got all kinds of conditions going on here. I'm telling my story. Yeah, so my other friend, sort of his best mate, was there, and he basically took over. Said lay him down, and then the girls sort of the girls got involved, and once the girls got involved, I knew everything was fine. So I left them all to it, and went along my merry way. But yeah, it was the most bizarre thing. But it turns out afterwards he'd collapsed 3 times, and I'd only seen his feet on the second time, and I caught him on the third time. But the first time he smacked his head pretty hard. The second time he smacked his chin, fell forward, hit his chin. It must have been really hard because he had quite a strong mark on the front of his face. And it turns out it was heat stroke. So, I mean, we've been here now for 2.5 years down in Melbourne, and I believe now, just now, am I really coming to terms with just how insanely strong the sun is here. Because I don't know if you know this, but over Melbourne, over the southern part of Australia, there is no ozone layer. The same for New Zealand. There is no ozone, so New Zealand can get very cold, but when the sun comes out, you got to watch yourself, because it can get absolutely brutal and you can burn so very easily. So I always put sun cream on my neck, even if I'm going out to the shops now in summer. It's crazy. Okay, we made it. We were at 51% hypothermia risk. If we had got that, it would have been really bad. Cabin fever risk is really, really high. We have intestinal parasites. Fantastic. Going well then. Yeah. 1 hour of daylight left. I'm going to eat and sleep. Just do what we can. Cabin fever's obviously going to increase. I won't touch those cattail heads. Cattail sticks rather. Because they never degrade. I'll chuck away all of these cattails, because we basically don't need them anymore. And then let's bed down. We're going to be warm enough in here. I don't believe we can get cold enough. Let's go for a solid 8. I don't think we can die this way. So let's try and get our condition up as much as we can before we run out of food completely. We're nearly close to the end of the episode. Let's just let's drink. The only good thing about having intestinal parasites is you can sleep without end. So let's treat ourselves. Cabin fever risk is going up, but reasonably slowly. Let's go for another 5 hours, maybe 6. Go for 6. Try and improve our condition as much as we can, and then we're going to head out. We may need to spend quite a lot of time in caves and or fishing cabins, just to... Okay, we're just about ravenous. I'm going to eat 1, and this may be a waste. I think that will do us, and then we're going to have to go. We can't stay here. We need food and we need to fish. But we're at 90% condition. That's not bad. I'm going to stop the episode here. Join me in the next one, when we'll see if we make it even to Coastal Highway. This game's getting harder and harder. We're at 42 days now. It's getting tough. Ciao for now.